Hello, hello. Right. This is Corner Speak Pull Up, raw and ready, as you can see from the start. I'm here with John
Lumgair here.
John Lumgair today from Jazz Cow. As you see, we're in an urban spot. This is a thing I'm going to be doing a couple times a week. It's a Corner Speak Urban Pull Up, where we're going to show up in one area or another. Generally, we're going to be talking to and interviewing the public. But today, we're kicking it off with a debut live stream. And we're here, once again, with Grandmaster, Mr. John Lumgair of the legendary Jazz Cow. How you doing today, John?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, cool. Now, I've known that you've had this organisation, shall we say, and it involves graphics, animation, musical ideas, and other creative elements all cobbled together to create your ecosystem, which you've entitled Jazz Cow. I'll hand over to you. What does this involve?
So, Jazz Cow is a universe, and Jazz Cow's a jazz-playing cow, and he leads a resistance movement to all the algorithms, to the fakeness, to all the crazy nonsense that we have in this world. Him and his group of random friends, all they want to do is play jazz, but he reluctantly has to fight back against the system. And so that's what it's about.
Very interesting. And just to add, Mr. John Lumgair, we are at a fairly legendary spot. This is the...
We are indeed.
Yes, this is, some may have noticed, the David Bowie mural, which was, as far as I can recall, it was created as a tribute on his passing, and it's remained here ever since, right in the heart of Brixton, opposite the tube station. It's been there for pretty much as long as most of us have been on the planet. Well, I can speak for at least myself, John, and the dearly departed David Bowie. So we thought, to kick off these Corner Speak Urban Pull-Ups, why not pick a local landmark that kind of relates to all of us in some way. And that's another thing I wanted to mention about Jazz Cow of interest is not drawing too much of a spotlight on it, but you are a local South Londoner as well.
I am, yeah. So I live in Streatham, just down the road from you, Owen.
That's very true.
And yeah, and so yeah, there's all sorts of great music stuff actually happening. If you scratch beneath the surface, you find like all sorts of interesting musical things happening. And yeah, that's how we were connected to a mutual friend who is also a music fan. And so yeah, that's how we got connected.
Yeah, John, how did we meet? If you can just recap.
Yeah, so it's through Kaz. So he runs the shop in the station, and he had to fight the system to keep his shop open.
Wow.
So it's all the same pattern.
Yeah.
You have to fight to just do your thing.
Fight the powers that be, I've heard once quoted.
Exactly. And so, yeah, he was fighting to keep open his shop, and then he connected us because...
That's true. He mentioned you to me, and about 6 months or so later, I don't even think we crossed paths. I think it was via WhatsApp, and you came down to one of our jam sessions.
Yeah, I think so. Because we're still interested in trying to start a jazz club and a jazz education program for kids.
That's right.
And then, yeah, we wanted to get you involved in that, and we faced various obstacles along the way. And so, yeah, there was
Actually,
that. And then I wanted to hear you play live, so...
I don't want you to move on from that point too quickly, because that is a very laudable concept. I mean, bringing education to the community, your local community, and trying to create a space for the youngsters who, I would say a large percentage, once when you're at that kind of age, you're inspired by some kind of music or creative type of social thing or other. And having a place where youngsters can come, and if they're interested in music or learning an instrument or producing or any aspect, there's somewhere they can walk in off the streets and participate. We had that when I was growing up, not so much now.
It's really important because actually music teaches us so many things. It teaches people to listen to one another. It puts people together from different places.
David Barry, I mean, he's a world-class musician.
Yeah. But he didn't just sit there and it just happened.
No.
It's always about connections. It's always about meeting people. It's
Very
about taking the risk and doing crazy things, which he did, of course. And because we think of him, I mean, we always call him a musician, but actually the thing about him was that he was more of an all-round
performance artist.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to St. Martin's, didn't he?
Yeah, actually quite a lot of musicians in Britain started at art school rather than music school, which is quite an interesting British thing.
Very true. Worth noting. So, John, Jazz Cow, the concept, why did you choose animation and as opposed to something on the musical front to express yourself?
Yeah, so I'm an animation director, and it started with a group of us just actually having a laugh about how animated characters always have the same kind of powers, which is kind of fighting bad guys and doing that kind of stuff. And we thought, well, why is it always those kind of powers? Why not to play jazz? So we have the idea of an animated character before the jazz.
I get it. And I think that fits this era, this digital era, in quite nicely, where everyone's exposed to everything. The different forms of arts have started to kind of merge on the internet, socials, and very visual form of digesting knowledge now with audio books and YouTube videos and Google searches. So animation with a musical end is, I think, a very solid medium.
Yeah, it's a good way to introduce people to music, but hopefully just have a laugh at the same time.
Very interesting. Now, John, I was actually blown away when I first saw some of your some examples of your work, because I know we'd spoken about what you do, but I hadn't actually seen any anything myself. And when I stumbled on something online and saw how detailed and developed the concept was, I was very impressed.
Thank you.
Or this is one of the reasons why I thought I'd love to get you on a one-to-one and find out a bit more about Jazz Cow, where its origins lay, which you've sort of highlighted, and where you're looking to take it.
Yeah, so it's been on a strange journey, because originally we pitched it as a kids show to Fox Kids many years ago, and then that kind of developed and then didn't go anywhere. And then recently someone took it around streaming services, and they all said they only want to take stuff that was based on existing books or games or whatever.
I see.
And then we were like, well, you've got to get on and do your thing. You can't just let people stop you. So we thought, let's do it ourselves.
So you've gone the independent route, like many artists choose to go these days. Very interesting.
Unless you're lucky or very, very well connected, it seems to be at least the only way to go for most of us.
Well, let's just say somebody stumbled on our stream, heard about your concept and the origins and what you're trying to do with Jazz Cow, and reached out with you. Would you be open to one of the established networks, sitting down with you and maybe proposing some possibilities?
Yes.
Although you're independent, we understand that.
Yeah, we started with those guys first, and so we try. We definitely try that.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Do you have one of your cards on you?
Yeah, it's in my bag down there.
Okay, so we'll post some information in the description. We'll drop some links and anything you need to know about Jazz Cow, so viewers can follow it up in due course. Yes, well.
But I was just saying it. I was just going to say that the world that Jazz Cow lives in. So he's in the whole world is surrounded by these steel and glass kind of buildings from Pop World, which is his enemy, where all the algorithms come from.
What you mean, sort of like the steel and glass we're surrounded
Well,
by.
the thing I was going to say with Brixton, you've got the station with the kind of steel and glass thing, which represents the gentrification, because it wasn't like that a few years ago.
No.
And then you've got the older buildings, and the thing with Jazz Cow's neighbourhood, it is slightly influenced by Brixton.
That's interesting.
It's influenced by Streatham, Brixton, but also Harlem and all sorts of places. But there's definitely a touch of that there.
I had no idea. So it has its origins in our part of the manor.
Yeah.
South.
You can't help but be influenced by the world around you. So,
Well, I'm hoping that you will be one of the future legends that the future generations will look back on and say, yeah, that guy came from the South. You know, maybe there'll be a mural of you in Streatham.
I hope not.
Yes,
they can find a better looking person than me.
Well, you know, I've heard some say that some of us mature with age visually. Yet to be tested.
Well, I'm getting fatter, that's all I can say.
That's knowledge and wisdom. It has to house itself somewhere. Oh gosh, yes. It's very, very funny. So here we are on a lovely summer's evening. The weather's warm, people appear to be cheerful. It's kind of the quieter part of the day. I mean, this area, it goes crazy come the night time, particularly weekends. So we've picked the calmer portion of the day to show up.
I don't think it's ever been this quiet.
No, particularly during the summer months. Well, I think you're going to be hearing from myself, Corner Speak, once again on one of these street pull-ups, maybe in Brixton again or some other urban spot. You'll definitely be hearing from John Lumgair once again on a future stream. We'll arrange another one of these where we'll probably do a remote stream where we can sit down and browse the net and pull up some examples of his work and, you know, take you further down, I wouldn't call it a rabbit hole, but into greater detail with examples of what he does. Once again, I have to say, you've been here with myself, Corner Speak, and John, I'll let him introduce himself.
Let me introduce you to John Lumgair.
John Lumgair. Well, so it's going to be so long farewell from myself, Corner Speak, John Lumgair, Brixton South West London, and I'll just say be safe, be good, be creative. Corner Speak. Me and John, we out.